Hello everyone, it's Pepsi back here in Roblox Wild Horse Islands. I have a video for you today where I am not in game because I wanted to show you a tutorial today on how to customize your Roblox application and Roblox games, including Wild Horse Islands, and two, make sure you are using the best possible graphics in your Wild Horse Islands game or any other Roblox games that you play. So, this specific tutorial is very useful for players who might want to make their Wild Horse Islands graphics look as high quality as possible for photos of horses or things like custom stat cars or even references for doing fan art of the game, as well as players who want to customize their font, their mouse cursor, and you can even customize your death sounds in games, including Wild Horse Islands. This tutorial is for PC or laptop. This does not work on mobile using the application I show. There are other ways to improve your mobile graphics, but those are using your actual device settings. And because I play Roblox and specifically Wild Horse Islands on my Windows PC, I will be showing it to you from this device. Again, it works on PCs or laptops only. So let's get started. First, I want to show you what this looks like in game. As you can see, even when I go to my Roblox homepage, my entire Roblox application uses my custom font. I do not have a custom mouse cursor or custom death sounds because I do not prefer it in my game, but I do use a custom font. I will show you this specific font, but you can use any font that is available online. So, every single game, my profile, it all uses this font. If I click onto Wild Horse Islands, every single thing listed on this page also uses the font. And if I go in game, you can actually see that my entire game is customized with this font as well. Sorry, there we go. Make sure that there is no double volume. So as my game loads, you will see that my entire game, including this menu, has the font applied, even the little joining server at the bottom. My chat is all in the custom fonts, my menu items, my player overhead description, even my tokens, and if I hover over all these options, they are all in the font. And even when I open my inventory, you can see every single option, menu item, and inventory item does have this custom font as well. So it does fully apply to your Roblox games. Again, this is every game, including Wild Horse Islands. But let me leave. Or actually, let me not leave yet. So some things that you can do before using this application is customize your actual game settings. If you are in Wild Horse Islands, you have two ways to customize your game settings, and these are the first barriers to improving your Roblox game quality. The first one is the settings menu up in the top in your actual Wild Horse Islands game. It should be next to your tokens, or if there's an event going on, your event tokens. These are the settings I use. I usually have my brightness all the way up, but because it is the winter and holiday season, you can see there is a white overcast on the entire screen, as well as the snow and the blue grass and trees, and snowed out trees. So because of that, I keep my brightness down, either at 0 if I am on a particularly bright island, or 50. I do adjust my saturation up to 75, my contrast up to 65, just because I prefer a bit more saturation and contrast in my game. I like brighter colors. I keep my sun strength a little bit higher, my shadow softness higher. I actually probably will change this to 75. And I turn my glow down just because I don't like neon or moonstone items to really be super in my face, since I already have the brightness up. I do change my field of vision up to 100 when I play. And then for this particular video, I am using a time of day override just so I can show you what the sun looks like. I do keep high quality on. You can see there is a huge difference if I turn it off. So without high quality and then with high quality. And then also in my Roblox menu game. So you can see this already looks much better. In my Roblox menu game, if I go in settings, I have my graphics mode set to manual, and I turned my graphics quality from 1 all the way up to 10, and you can see the huge difference. So this is at 1, and if I change high quality off, it's even lower. So this is low quality and low graphics. If I change high quality on and turn my graphics back up to 10, you can see there's a huge difference. Another thing in my Roblox settings, which you get to with the Roblox icon in the top left or you pressing escape button on your keyboard, is the maximum frame rate. The default is 60. I change it to 120. It depends. All of these settings depend on what your computer can handle. So I change it to 120 just because I prefer a bit of a higher frame rate. I change the graphics mode and the high quality because my computer is able to handle it, fortunately. But those are all your game settings in the actual games themselves. Now I am going to show you how I make it from the maximum quality using another application and how I customize my Roblox as well. So I am going to be showing my desktop for this tutorial. So let me actually get to a spot where I can show you what's going on. There we go. Okay, so this is my desktop, and here are all my Roblox applications. I have highlighted them so you can see where my cursor and the highlight box is to see everything I use. This is the regular Roblox launcher that you download from the Roblox website. This is the regular Roblox Studio launcher. And then I have an application called BloxStrap, which I will be talking about for this tutorial. I also have some auto clickers and macros for other games in Roblox. I only use Tiny Task, and for Wild Horse Island specifically, these are for other games. This is just a plain auto clicker, and this is for Bee Swarm Simulator specifically. And then next to it, I have downloaded several fonts for this tutorial. Again, you can use any font online. The one I use for the launcher you just saw in my game is called More Sugar, but I have some other ones installed to show this tutorial to you. And I will show you how these work in a minute, as well as how to get them. So the first thing you want to do is open your default browser. I use Google Chrome. So this is my Chrome browser. I go to a website for this launcher. Again, this is the application you need to do absolutely everything in this tutorial. It is called BloxStrap. That is the application, and the website is bloxstrap.org. This is the only website that is official for this application. Do not go on any other websites. It will also be linked down below in the description. So what BloxStrap is, it's an open source alternative bootstrapper for Roblox. If you don't know what alternative bootstrapper means, it's basically an alternate way to have a Roblox launcher. Again, this only uses your PC or laptop. It is not available on mobile. And this allows you to customize and enhance your Roblox. It is open source, so this is the only safe website to use it. It is an open source application, meaning it does not cost anything. It is free. It is created by players for players. So if you are interested, you either download it using the button or the download now link. I already have it downloaded. So let me show you how this application works. So if I open BloxStrap, yours will probably be in light mode, and I will show you how to change that to dark mode in a second. It gives you a couple options once you open it. You have the option to launch Roblox, to configure your settings, or to look at their wiki or Discord server if you need help. So the first thing you want to do is click configure settings. It opens a new menu window with several menu bar options on the left, and I will be showing you the most important ones for this tutorial, which I think is only 3 of these menu bar options, but you are able to also look at any of the others and customize some other things on your own as well if you are able to explore. So the first thing I usually do, and I think it is important if you want your BloxStrap to be in dark mode, is go to appearance. And normally this is the default. I know it's bright, I'm sorry. I changed mine to dark mode. I do not like to get blinded. Also, if you need another language other than English, this is where you can change your language as well. Some other things on this appearance menu is style. So again, on the appearance menu, it can change how you show Roblox as an application itself. So I prefer using the BloxStrap glass, which just means when I launch my Roblox and it's loading, it is transparent or glassy. You can change it to some of the older classic or legacy versions of Roblox, or some other versions of the BloxStrap as well. Another thing you can do over here is customize your icon. I keep mine with the BloxStrap icon, but you can change your icon to any of the older Roblox icons as well, from 2022 all the way back to 2008. If you really want to go old school. I started playing Roblox in 2012, so I definitely have a lot of nostalgia for this. Another thing you can do is on icons, if you scroll to the bottom, you can click custom. And if you click custom, make sure to open the custom menu right below it. And you can change the title of the application. Let's say you wanted Roblox to be called #1 best game ever. You can change it over here. And if you want a custom icon, you just need to find an .ico file online, which is an icon file in this size, and you can choose it on your computer to use. Again, I leave mine as BloxStrap, so I'm going to keep it as BloxStrap. Anytime you change any of the settings, make sure before you leave the page you click save, and it'll save your settings. The next menu you want to look at, and first I'm going to be showing how to adjust graphics for the best quality graphics in game. So to do that, you want to click into the engine settings menu, and because I have mine changed, yours will look a bit different. I'm actually going to scroll down to the bottom to show you what the defaults look like, because you are able to reset everything to default. So this is how yours will look like. These are the default settings in the engine settings menu. You want to ignore this top section for help and fast flags. You don't really need to touch those. What we do want to change is presets. This is what your presets will look like. And then let me show you what mine look like in a moment. So let me go back to, oh, I don't know why it's not, okay. It didn't change mine back. I will show you though. Let me actually reopen my settings. Go back to engine settings. Okay, it's back to the ones that I use. These are the settings I use. I will go through each one. For the first one, anti-aliasing quality, or MSAA, I have set from automatic, which is a default, to 4 times. For all these next 3 options, disable player shadows, disable post-processing effects, and disable terrain textures, I have all of these turned off. If you have them like me turned off, or with your switch to the left, you are getting the best graphics possible. It will use some more processing power. If you want to make yours faster, like your game faster with lower quality graphics, you can turn these on. So this will, turning them on and the switches to the right will actually make your game faster but make it look worse quality wise. So I have all 3 of these turned off because I like the best quality and my PC is fortunately able to handle it. Frame rate limit, if you want to change your frame rate, you can also do it here. I showed you how to do it in game. If you want to use the in-game Roblox one that I showed, you leave this at 0, which is how I have it. Your other option is if you want to change it here and not use the Roblox frame rate setting, then you can type, for example, I can type manually 120 as my maximum frame rate. I'm going to leave it at 0 because I like using the Roblox one. Preferred lighting technology, I have changed mine from chosen by a game to phase 3 future, which is the highest. For preserve rendering quality with display scaling, I have this turned on. All this does is, let's say you have a larger monitor and you want your game in full screen, this will make sure that the game renders the quality of everything at the maximum graphics quality, even when you have it full screen on a larger monitor. Let's say you play Roblox on your TV, you want it to still look the best even though it's at TV size instead of normal computer monitor size. That's what this does. So I leave that on. Rendering mode, I have changed mine from automatic to direct 3D 11. For texture quality, I have turned mine from automatic to level 3 highest. And then these are optional. These don't affect graphics, the next couple that I'm going to talk about, but under user interface and layout, I have disable full screen title bar on. What this does is when my Roblox game is in full screen, I don't like to move my cursor to the top when I'm recording and the black bar to exit full screen to pop up. So this turns that off. If I want to exit full screen, what I do is either go in my Roblox settings to do that, or I press F11 on my keyboard, which is my preferred way. Font size, normally this is 1. Because I'm using a custom font, I have changed my font size. I recommend changing your font size if you are using a custom font. You might need to play around with it to see what looks best. To play around with it, just click Save Settings and then launch Roblox through BloxStrap and see what font size you like. With my specific custom font, which I told you is more sugar, I prefer the size 3 because I still like smaller text. I don't need my text to be super huge, So size 3 works for me. It's a little bit larger because of the custom font, but it is not too big. To me, this looks like normal Roblox size with that custom font. So again, that is optional. If you want to leave it at default, the default is 1. And then do not touch the fast flag editor. If you want to change your settings back to default, let's say you save this and it ends up being too slow on your computer or too much power on your computer, you can just turn this on to change all these to defaults and then turn it off and it'll switch back. That's what I was having an issue with earlier. If you notice, when I switched it back, it didn't actually switch back, so I had to reopen and make sure I didn't save. So once you change all these menu options, click save. It will save your settings. The next part of this tutorial, so that is how you update your graphics. This way your Roblox application through BloxStrap is using the highest graphics available on your processing power from your computer. If you use normal Roblox, it is just using less power because most computers or players cannot handle the higher graphics. It really depends. But yes. So that is how you make sure your computer is using the highest graphics for Roblox. The next part of this tutorial is how to customize your Roblox application. Like I showed you, I only customize the font, but you are also able to customize your mouse and death sounds. To access this in BloxStrap settings, you want to go to the menu bar option on the left called mods. We are going to skip the actual mod folder section and scroll down to presets. So these are some of the options that BloxStrap has. I do not recommend downloading mods, by the way, not for Roblox. There are no good ones in my opinion, and it is technically altering your game, so don't do that. Especially for like Wild Horse Islands. Do not do that. Presets. So under presets, your first option is to it is a classic favorite, is to bring back the classic oof death sound. So if you have been playing Roblox for a long time like me, I played since like 2012, you remember the oof death sound, or you might just know it from the memes. But if you want the oof sound, you can turn on this setting. I leave it off. I don't really have that much nostalgia for it. Well, I do, but I don't want it in my games nowadays. Mouse cursor. This is where you're able to change your mouse cursor options. If you want it to look like the classic Roblox cursor angular version from 2013, you can change it. Or you can change it to look like the 2006 cartoony type classic Roblox cursor. I leave it on default. I do not like the older ones. You are also able to use the old Roblox background for your avatar editor, the one before 2020. I think I do prefer the older one. I just haven't turned the setting on. I actually might, just to see what it looks like, because I remember it, but I don't know what it looks like on the actual full application. And then you also have the option to emulate older character sounds that were used prior to 2014. It roughly brings them back. It depends on the game you're playing because some developers do have different sounds, but you can turn that on here as well. Another thing you're able to do is change the emoji type that your Roblox uses. I leave mine on default, but if you want your emojis to look like Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, or Catmoji, you can do that here. And then here is the most important part for me, my personal favorite, is customizing your font. So what yours will look like is, let me remove mine. Yours should look like this at first. It will say use custom font, and again, it reminds you that font size is in the engine settings tab. So what you need to do is download a font and then you can click choose font. So first let me show you where to download fonts or how to download fonts. I am going to go back to my internet browser. Again, I use Google Chrome. And the website I use personally to download fonts is called thefont.com, DAFONT, the font. It is also going to be linked down below in the description. I prefer this website since I've used it since I was in school, so I like how they subcategorize them on how fonts look. So if you want cartoony fonts, you can click the cartoony category in this menu bar. If you want Western fonts, you can click the Western. So for example, if I really like this Starborn font, I can either click on the font name to read the description and look at what it looks like. These are what the letters look like. It looks like an all capital font. And then these are what the other glyphs, they call them glyphs for all the other symbols and numbers. If I go back, I am able to download it here without opening it, or if I opened it, I can download it from the download bar as well. What I do when I'm looking for fonts is personally, my favorite category is underneath the script category. I like the handwritten fonts. And then I usually sort by more options. And I search up 100% free and free for personal use. And then I prefer to change my size to large, and I leave it sorted by popularity. And I like to sort 200 fonts per page because I like to look through them. So what large does is just make these little display samples look larger so you can look at each font. I like to put free fonts so I know I don't have to pay for anything. I like to look at the most popular ones, and I like to look at as many fonts before having to switch pages, so that's why I put it for 200 fonts per page. For example, this is one of the fonts that I tried. It's called Baby Doll. I like these handwritten fonts. To me, they look cuter, and they kind of match the original font of Wild Horse Islands. If you don't know what font that is, I actually use it in my thumbnails. It is a font called Fredoka, Fredoka. This is the Wild Horse Islands font that is the default in-game. And you can see what that looks like here. These handwritten fonts to me are similar, but they're a little bit more customized and cute. But yes, that is my preferred way. You can also go alphabetically or by any other category. If you really wanted, for example, old school typewriter fonts, you can click the typewriter category and then download whichever one. The point is, once you download a font from the font or any other font website, there are several. You definitely don't have to use this one. And I will show you on my desktop. These are fonts I have downloaded. Let me move them over here. You will download them, and you can do this while your BloxStrap is still open. You do not need to close it. But it will be downloaded from your browser. The font will be downloaded as a .zip file, so this yellow folder, for example. So you'll just have this yellow folder. Once you open that yellow folder, you have all the contents. So for example, the More Sugar font that I normally use has extras version, a regular version, and a thin version. And each one of these has both font files that are able to be used by BloxStrap. So whether it is a .otf or .otf or open type font file, or if it's a .ttf or true type font file, both of these will work. This specific font pack has both options. If I open something like Naturally, for example, it has a EULA, which you can ignore that, a readme text, which I never read. But the type for this one is a .otf, and it doesn't have another version. This works perfectly fine. However, your font is packaged, so let me go back to more sugar. You are able to open it up to look at a sample. So if I open up the extras, you can see this is actually not a font. These are just some design characters. If I open up the regular one, you can see this is the regular font. And if I open up the thin one, you can see this is a thinner version of the font. Out of these options, or once you find an option you like, I like the regular, you can download or you can drag the file off of this folder onto your desktop. So OTF or TTF, it doesn't matter. You just drag it to your desktop. It showed up right here for me. So you just drag it out of the folder, and that is the file you're going to upload to BloxStrap. So back into the BloxStrap settings. Again, we're on the mod menu page. So on the mod page, and we're all the way at the bottom. For use custom font, you click choose font. It brings up my desktop automatically. You can see more sugar, the OTF version and the TTF version that we just dragged in. Either one works. I'm going to click the OTF just because it's the first one. Click open. And once you know that font is applied, it will have this giant red button that says remove applied font. So if I wanted to switch it back to default, so let me save this. If I wanted to switch it back to default, I would click remove, and then this is the default, and I would click save. I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to show you what the game looks like with another font. Let me switch it to this handwriting one because this is the most obvious change. So I am testing this now with a font called Handwriting Draft. I downloaded it from the same website. I skipped over that part, sorry. Back in the settings, once you click save, these are the only tabs that I change. Again, first I went over appearance, then engine settings and mods for customization. You click save on each one of them that you change, and then you can click close, and then you can click close. You can do test mode, but I haven't used this. I usually just click save and then close, and then open up BloxStrap again. This time, instead of going to configure settings, you're going to go to launch Roblox. This is the glass mode that I was talking about. I like it to be transparent. And you can see that my font is now the draft font, handwriting draft, I think it's called. And even if I go to Wild Horse Islands, it looks like this. If I go into game, it does have the custom font. This font is okay. I don't like it in game though, but you can see the difference. And then also, because we have the settings set to the highest, you will also see that once we join the game as well. Again, I didn't change my mouse or death sounds, but that is an option for you to do as well. And I just showed that. So all the font is changed, my chat is changed, my entire inventory has changed font. I am going to close this and change it back because I do not like that font. So go back in mods, remove applied font, choose a new font. More sugar is my favorite. Close. And it's still for font size 3. And then I'm going to reopen BloxStrap and click launch. So here we go. Let me go to Wild Horse Islands and go to a private server. There we go. So you can see all of the differences. Again, my font has been changed. My entire game, as you saw in the menu, was adjusted with the font I like. And when we go into games, you will also see the graphics is the same higher quality than the normal Roblox launcher. Another thing to note while this loads, even though you change your BloxStrap settings for higher graphics or a custom font, you are able to easily switch back and forth. So let me show you what this looks like. You can see how high quality my game looks. It is much smoother. To me, it looks better in game. And if I like pull out a horse, you can see that the gem tones look better and everything too. And then you can see my game font has all been changed, even on the map and everything, and my inventory. There we go. Yep, everything has been changed. And my quality is at the highest. And how to easily switch back and forth. Again, you can change your BloxStrap settings, or if I go back and open the game using my regular Roblox player from the Roblox website, you can see my font is back. And my quality when I open the game, even though my game settings are set to the highest quality, it is not going to be quite as good as the BloxStrap launcher. So once this loads, you can see every single font is back to the default. I don't know what the normal default for the actual Roblox application is, but I know in Wild Horse Islands, when you see the default font, I will show you that it is called Fredoka. Once this loads. There we go. So this is the Fredoka font, Fredoka, which is the default font. The quality still looks decent, and that is because, again, at the beginning I showed you to change it to high quality, and I have my graphics to 10, which is the maximum on manual and not automatic, and same with the FPS. So it is still decent quality, but it is not quite as good. And if you want to see the absolute worst for a comparison, or not worst, but the lowest, I'm going to change it to 1 in manual and low quality. And you can see the difference on how sharp the edges are in my character, how very one-toned my horse looks. The game rendering is only so far, so you can't really see in the distance. The sun is almost non-existent for actual lighting. And yeah, it is definitely okay. This is an option if you want to speed up your game. I just don't like to play like this. I prefer it to look as best as possible. And even with the Roblox settings set to maximum, I really like to see the best gameplay I can get, which is why I use the BloxStrap launcher and additional settings. So, for example, when I examine my horse, sometimes I take photos, or I want to do a custom stat card. I know a lot of players do those. You can see that the quality is a bit better, but it is definitely still not as good as with the BloxStrap settings. So that is the complete tutorial for today. I know that this is a longer video, But thank you so much for watching. There are timestamps down below to skip towards specific sections. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. But there are timestamps down below. Something else I wanted to let you all know before I go is while I did accept every single friend on Roblox, my friends list is actually full. I have hit 200 friends. So, you can definitely still send me friend requests. I just can't accept them. I am so sorry. Thank you to everyone who has been able to add me before my friend list filled up. I really appreciate that. You can see now the switch in graphics quality a bit. It is definitely a bit higher, a bit better, more shadows, more lighting. And if I inspect my horse in this launcher, is a bit better. Yeah, you can see like even the shines on the saddle and everything. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, I apologize about my friends list being full. Thank you to those who added me already. If you have any questions in regards to this tutorial, let me know down below. I will be streaming tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and I will be posting a couple quick videos, even though the full length of the stream will also be uploaded. Don't forget to finish the holiday event and the winter event before it ends in 3 days now. And I will also see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.